Hello, hello, my beautiful sacred masculines and anybody else who finds their way to this channel. Welcome to the final day of my ayahuasca retreat journey at the Arkana Spiritual Center in Sacred Valley, Peru. I went on a week-long retreat and have been documenting every day just to help people get a really good understanding of what this retreat entails and what you might encounter and what to look for when looking for a retreat, and just really, yeah, really supporting the process for people, because I know a lot of people are curious in what goes on, what happens, what is it worth it, is it, is it scary, is it all the things, how beneficial is it really in the healing process, or empowerment journey is what I've been liking to call it. So this is a report on the final day. This was the day that we did the San Pedro ceremony, which is mescaline. It's from a cactus, and it's a very, very, very powerful plant. The mother ayahuasca is more the feminine energy, they say, and the San Pedro is more of a masculine energy. So, which is why this retreat in particular was important to me, because I wanted to have that balance. I wanted to have the two, and not all retreats offer San Pedro. So, so something to keep in mind if you're wanting to have this experience. So yeah, it's been a little over a week now. The last week, well, for one, it just took a few days to kind of like recuperate, right? It was pretty heavy, and things just got really busy for me after that retreat. So I'm still in Peru, and so yes, it's now Sunday. The retreat ended on Saturday. This happened on a Friday, so it's been like 7 days now, or so 8 days, but it's still very fresh in my mind. So I'm going to share a bit about my experience with the San Pedro. And this is a very different medicine than the ayahuasca, completely different. And the way that they organized this day was very different. The ayahuasca, you take it in the temple room and with everybody, and you lay down on your mats, and it's dark. They turn the lights out, so you're in the experience. The ayahuasca ceremonies are all taking place in the dark, indoors. So that's very conducive to that medicine, apparently. And the San Pedro, one of the main differences here was the set and setting. It was outside. We were outside. They said it helps to allow the energy to flow through, and to move through, and to be outdoors, and to connect with nature more. So so that was one thing that was different. As far as how they organized the setting, and it was a different maestro, or another word kind of for shaman, who was organizing this than those that led the ayahuasca ceremonies. And this gentleman was quite lovely, and just a really sweet, loving being, and definitely embodied this particular medicine, it felt like. So it's a beverage. It's in the drink form. You drink this, and it's kind of like if you've ever drank aloe vera. It's got that kind of a little bit of a slippery substance to it, slippery feeling, texture. It was kind of like that. Nobody really fully appreciated the taste or feeling of this. It wasn't the most pleasant experience. Not horrible, but it was all like, whoa, okay. So yeah, not my favorite thing to drink, and just they tell you just chug it, get it down, don't sip on it, just get that stuff down. So so that's how that started, and pretty quickly, well, I guess I sat for a while. They let us just go off and roam around and be in the gardens, and find a place to sit and connect with nature and whatever. So it wasn't too long before I just started feeling very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. And then they said like this would be where the ayahuasca, there can be more purging, like physical purging, like vomiting. With the San Pedro, they said it would be more of energetic purging, kind of feeling like you might feel like you wanted to, but it was more like energy needed to move, and that the more open you can be and allow the energy to move, the easier your experience is going to be, and the smoother. So I just started feeling really uncomfortable real quickly, a little bit nauseous, but in a weird way, like nothing wanted to move through. And I just kept sitting there, like it just wasn't pleasant, not pleasant at all. And then they had us like at a certain point come back together in a group, and do some exercises, and I was just like, ugh. There was smoke from the fire and incense, or not incense, it was Palo Santo, that was just making me really nauseous, and just like, or not even nauseous, but just like, too much. It was too much. I was very sensitive to everything. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to be in the group. It wasn't pleasant. And some other people were also not having the best time physically, and also feeling like purging and just like, ugh. Um, so that just kind of continued to go on. And there was a woman facilitator there, who is, very, very powerful woman. I'm not sure if she's full on maestra, shaman herself, but definitely a lot of magic going on with her. And she asked me, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I just am not comfortable at all." And she's like, "Would you like some support with that?" I said, "Absolutely, yes, please." So when we finished the group thing, they offered a second round of this stuff to people if they wanted it. And I was just like, just the thought of it made me want to like hurl, basically. It was just like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine doing some more of this stuff. I couldn't wait for it to get done with. I wasn't feeling any like hallucination or, psychedelic experiences or any visual things like that necessarily. Just great discomfort, in my energy. It just wouldn't move, and I couldn't really make sense of it. And it's just like, what is going on here? I wish I hadn't taken this. And then they came over, and I laid down, and they did some energy work on me and helped to move some stuff. And that was extremely powerful. And there was a lot of emotion to it. And, this medicine, it helps you clear blockages. And it went right to the source. It went right to the blocks in my experience, in my body, mind, and spirit, and really helped to break those open. And with the assistance of these, I'm going to call them shamans, although, it's maestro and potentially maestra. With the support of them helping to move the energy, some powerful stuff happened. And I was, like kind of shaking and just like moving energy, and like Kriya, Kriya is when like energy's moving through. And if it's not smooth in your channels, if there's blockages, you can experience like physical shaking, and as the energy's trying to move through. So there was a lot of that. And at one point, the maestro took his hand and or my hand even, and put it on my navel, and I just kind of erupted into this deep, deep, deep wailing. And I knew it was like the experience. I went right back to my birth and the adoption, which is a lot of this week with the ayahuasca and all the plant medicines was really helping me to heal the wound around my mother and around being put up for adoption at birth. So it went straight to the core of that umbilical cord, and the pain that I've held there, and a lot of trauma. And just wailing from the depths, and I could tell, like, I mean, everyone was around, and I was just like, oh my gosh, but I was deep into my process at this time, moving some serious pain. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. That's why I'm here, and I'm going to let this rip. And so I allowed them to do their work, and I allowed my emotions to move through. I allowed the energy to move through. I allowed myself to make as much noise as I needed to. Like, that's what I'm here for, right? So, and also like to support other people to feel safe in doing that. Like, that was that container. It was held for us to really move energy and to do this big healing and empowerment experience. So I just let loose and felt great movement through. And they, and there was a bit of this, and there was more that was moving through. So it was very powerful and intense and emotional, and like, wow. So then I started to appreciate the medicine a bit more for what it was doing. And then after that, the physical discomfort left for me quite a bit. But it was some intense medicine. And if you've taken LSD, it was kind of like that, but way more, and then it did get quite visual, psychedelic, and everything looked a little strange. And here we are all in this group, and we're not total strangers. We've been together for the week, but everybody was actually feeling this very powerfully and very deeply. And even the maestro and maestra, the shamans, the facilitator, there was one other facilitator that took it as well. They were all having a hard time on this. It was just like, for whatever reason, this batch was extremely potent and extremely powerful. And one of the women there said, she's like, we took this last year at this ceremony, and it was just like a nice, fluffy, loving feeling. There was nothing like this, but everybody went into some sort of emotional process. Everybody was feeling physical discomfort. Everybody wanted to throw up, and some people actually were. It affected everyone in a really powerful way. And part of me feels like the container that we created, the way that we all connected with each other that week, was so powerful that the medicine was allowed to really kind of move in and do what it needed to do, regardless if that was uncomfortable. But after a time, we started, because it was so bizarre and it was so weird, like all we could do was surrender to it and just give in and just start having fun with it. So it was just like, wow, are you just completely whacked out of your mind right now? Yes, absolutely. So it's just like, okay, let's just have fun. And then we just started having a great time and laughing and connecting and loving and having fun, and the ability to like hold each other through our experiences. It was a gorgeous, beautiful, heart opening, heart expansive experience. And we really got to come together as a group and really care for each other as we moved through these processes. We experienced love like we have never known before. And that's what this medicine is about. It's a heart opening medicine. And it really strengthened us as a group, and really helped us to open to receiving love. And, I got to care for people in a way that I've never felt before and never been able to do, because my heart was just so open, and I just felt so, so loving and so grateful. And we were just having an amazing time, even though some people were still going through process. Everybody went through something. And this took place over many hours. The ayahuasca is like 4 or 5 hours from start to finish. In that first, 45 minutes, you're not even really necessarily feeling anything from the ayahuasca. So it's a much shorter duration, shorter trip, shorter journey. The San Pedro, we took it at like 11:30 in the morning, and at 1 at night, I was still quite activated and I didn't sleep for, I didn't get to sleep until maybe 4 in the morning or something, just up with a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of stuff still going on. It was very, very, very powerful. And even when I finally fell asleep and got a couple hours of sleep, but when I woke up in the morning, still seeing things and nothing looked quite right. It was still like, so it was a very long trip. So, but yeah, we were, by the end of it, just having so much fun. Oh, that's right. At the end of the day, there was, it was kind of funny because we still went on with our plans. Like we had dinner, right? And all together, that was pretty funny. We just had fun with dinner, because we were starving, but it was also just funny. Eating was funny. And then there's a gift giving ceremony after that took place at like 8 in the evening, and we're still all just like deep in it, right? And we were just having so much fun, and just laughing and having a great time, but really bonding as a unit, bonding as a group. And it was gorgeous. So I was not in any hurry to repeat this experience, but I would definitely be open to it again. But and again, you get what you need when you connect with these plant medicines. And it was a beautiful thing for our group, and we all moved some really serious stuff. We all are so grateful for that experience, even though there was discomfort in the beginning and throughout some of it. They're just that was okay though, because that's the power of it. This journey is, there's stuff to move through, and it was really supporting our process. So we're all in so much gratitude for it, just so much. So I do look forward to trying that again, and especially now knowing a little bit more what I'm getting into and appreciating the process, appreciating what it cleared for me, because I'm definitely feeling a lot of freedom since that experience. And it was an important part of the journey. So if that's something that speaks to you, I don't want to scare you. The woman, she's like, last year we were all just having a great time. It was a lovely, fluffy experience, very mild, and nothing like this. So it's going to be different, and it's going to be exactly what you need, because we truly believe that. So we would go through the discomfort again, and it wasn't horrible. It was just like, and it's going to be over at some point, right? So I don't know. So I'm just sharing my experiences, and not to freak you out and saying don't do San Pedro, because now we're in Cusco again. Like I said, I'm still in Peru, and have talked to some other people that are very familiar with this medicine. It's, a lot of people do this around here. And their feeling isn't one of like, oh my gosh, it's horrible, right? Or it's like really challenging. It's a beautiful, powerful medicine. So again, it was just what it needed to be for us, and it was really beautiful. So I do recommend it. I do recommend it, even if there might be some kind of discomfort, but there might not be at all. So, again, like with the ayahuasca, some people were really purging and vomiting. I did not have that experience, so it's going to be different for everyone. What else did I want to say about that? It was amazing how much it allowed us to really feel so much love and just to open into love. It was opening our hearts. It wasn't it was just supporting what's already there, right? And really, really helping us to tap into caring for each other and allowing ourselves to be cared for, which is a big thing for so many of us, right? We're so independent. I'll take care of it. I'll do it myself, and not asking for support or help, and feeling unworthy of support or help. And this helped us all to just really let go of all that and just surrender into the process and allow ourselves to be held and comforted and supported by each other, by the maestro and maestra, and by the plant medicine and by the environment, the gorgeous plants and animals that were around, just really beautiful Mother Earth, Panchamama, just like really supporting us so beautifully, and the plant medicine, like amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm trying to think of what else I want to say about that. There was not I don't feel like there was a really crazy like hangover from it. I mean, I felt kind of the very next day I was off to they call it the Star Lodge. It's where these pods that are hanging off a mountain. You can go explore in my shorts if you want to see what I'm talking about. These pods that are hanging off the mountain that you climb these stairs to. It's steep, it's straight up. You have to clip into these little to wires, that are cables. That's it, cables that are strung along the mountain. So in case you fall off the step, you don't die. So very steep, very straight up. And this was actually done in the dark. I climbed up this thing in the dark, which was a little crazy. Actually light and dark, but to go all the way up. But yeah, go check out that short video to see what I'm talking about. It's nuts. But I did that the next day after this retreat, ended on a Saturday, in the morning. And everyone left at 9:30 to go back to Cusco and get on their planes or do whatever they needed to do to get home. And yeah, I stayed in the area and went to this Star Lodge, also called Sky Lodge. There's two different ones. But so I was hiking up mountains and such the next day and doing just fine. I slept great that next day too, hanging off the side of a mountain. It's amazing. But just to say that like the hangover from the San Pedro and even the whole retreat wasn't too crazy. I mean, it was just, you gotta allow time after this. I really felt for people that were just diving back into their normal lived experience, their everyday life. And of course, not everyone has the luxury of taking off, multiple weeks to do this retreat. But if you are going to do something like this, allow days afterwards to integrate, to process, to recuperate, to just relax and have downtime. Really freaking important, really important. It's a huge process if you can do that. But I highly recommend planning that into your trip. Arrive a few days early, allow a few days afterwards to just settle and chill out. And then the integration process. I've been connecting every day during my breath work and my meditation in the morning, connecting with different themes that came up. We kept a journal and took notes on our different experiences and the ceremonies and the different medicines and etc. What are the insights, wisdoms, all of that. Writing it down after each ceremony was really important because now you can go back to that, right? We can return to that. To reconnect with that energy and to remember and really and integrate. So connecting with that journal and connecting with the different wisdoms that came through and really breathing into those during my breath work in the morning and my meditation and really holding to those to integrate. It's very important to integrate all that came through, right? There's huge things. And if you just go on with your day and go on with your life, you're going to miss a huge part of the medicine. They say like 50% is there at the retreat, and the other for 50% is what you do afterwards with it. So I'm really taking that to heart and really embodying and breathing into and contemplating and connecting with these different wisdoms and insights that came through to make them my new foundation, right? My new home base, and really stay in that process. So stay in that new experience, those new energies, really important. Anytime we have a powerful teaching, or go on retreat or a pilgrimage for ourselves, really important to integrate all that came through. So let's see, what else do I want to say about that, or about the retreat. If there's any questions that you have about this, please reach out and I will answer to the best of my ability. Reach out to Arkana Spiritual Center if that particular center is speaking to you. They are amazing there. Amazing. Everybody there was just so freaking thoughtful and caring and loving, and they're really going through their own process, and they've done their own healing and empowerment journey, and they're very familiar with the pain of the world and the pain of the human journey, and why we're coming into this medicine, what we are looking to receive and move through and clear and open into. They're on their own journey, so they have great empathy and compassion and great devotion to this process and to supporting others on their path. Each one of them has been in their own human journey and found such healing in these plant medicines, and now are devoted to sharing that with others and supporting them through their process. So I couldn't recommend this place more highly. And reach out to them if you have any questions. They support you the whole way through, and they even help with the integration process afterwards. They'll help you set intention ahead of time if you choose to do that. They're really concerned about making sure that you are ready for this too, and you connect with a medical person before, and fill out an application, and they support you with like cleaning stuff out of your diet ahead of time, and getting yourself prepared to receive this plant medicine in the most beautiful, beneficial way for yourself, right? To really open to that. And so beautiful process, very supported, very held. I kind of feel like that's it. Just a real powerful plant, that San Pedro, and highly recommended. Again, set and setting is important. Being with people who know what they're doing and can support you in that process. If I hadn't had the maestro and maestra, these shamans, to support me in that energy healing and clearing, they really did a lot of energy work on me, and knew the songs to sing. And I think my experience would have been really quite miserable had I not had that kind of support to help me move it through. So very important to be with facilitators that know what they're doing and have a history with this and a lot of experience. I think, for this kind of medicine, I know some people think that was psilocybin, and I feel like we can journey very well on our own. But again, everybody's different. I wouldn't have wanted to do this on Pedro by myself because I did need that support. But I didn't really need any support with the ayahuasca. I mean, again, I needed support in like knowing how to, come into the ceremony and such. But I didn't need support during my ceremonies to help move energy or help go to the bathroom, anything like that. But a lot of people did. So again, this is such a personal experience, and I'm just sharing mine. But the San Pedro is very powerful. Well, this batch was, again, I don't know for whatever reason it was, and I really needed support there. So, trust yourself, feel into what feels right for you. You'll know. When I was doing research on different retreat centers, this one just spoke to me immediately and felt right. And I kept checking out other ones just to see, it's just like, well, maybe this one, maybe that one. And the timing of this was right too. So it was perfect for me. And as you go through this process, if it speaks to you, you just trust your intuition and feel where you're guided, like open your heart and just really listen to yourself and trust what's coming through. So this one was great for you, or for me. Maybe something else is really just perfect for you. So trust yourself, right? So, okay, everybody, I think that's it. Again, reach out if you have any questions, leave any comments below. check out my YouTube channel for the whole series. I did a video on each day just to support you in your process and help you know what it's all about, and to just help myself document this really powerful journey. But so check that out. The link to that playlist is right below, and then the rest of my YouTube channel is just all about supporting you on your sacred sexuality journey, and coming into greater harmony, union, balance within with your sacred masculine, sacred feminine energies, so that you can have the gorgeous, sexy, passionate, supportive, creative, inspiring, nourishing relationships that you truly long for, that we're all truly longing for, at some level. And that can be relationship with source, with the divine within. It's really about within. So that's what my channel is all about, supporting us in that process to have the healthy self-love and self-worth within, connecting to our own passion, our own creativity, our own inspiration, so that our outer experience reflects that. As within, so without. If we're not healthy and happy inside and finding that healthy balance, internally, we're sure as fuck not going to find it outside, right? Because the outside reflects what our internal experience is. So that's this journey. That's this empowerment journey. That's this clearing and healing and releasing journey. Releasing all the unhealthy codependent relationship patterns, all the unworthiness, all the unlovability, all the self-judgment and criticism, right? All the insecurities. As we go on this journey, it really clears all of that out, really clearing that out, helping us tap into our own divine, sovereign, amazing light beings that we are, the shining our lights bright, and then our outer experience will start to reflect that back to us in our relationships, in our careers, in our hobbies, and whatever it is that our abundance, our whatever it is. Once we're abundant within, once we're loving within, then we have it without. It's just the way it works. So my channel is all about that. Check out my website for other resources and sessions and all sorts of things that I offer to support us in this process, including personal sacred sexuality one-on-one sessions and rituals, and programs and pilgrimage coming up. There's so much going on over there. So check that out and reach out to me if you have any questions or need support around any of this. I'm so grateful to support us all in this process and help us to really step into love and into our empowerment and just rocking ourselves out, right? So thanks for being here. I love you all so much. Bye.